arrived at the Strasburg Railroad, and we're here today to meet with some Amerigreen staff who are going to show us how you unload a 25,000 gallon rail car, which is used to load a 7,500 gallon Oehlert Bros transport. Hi, Steve Oehlert. I'm here with Jason from Amerigreen. Jason handles the logistics of getting rail cars into the Strasburg Railroad, which hold thousands of gallons of soybean oil, which then Oehlert Bros picks up, takes back to our 10,000 gallon tank at Oehlert Bros, where we then blend the soybean oil with our heating oil and our diesel for BioDiesel and BioHeat. So, Jason, tell us a little bit about the operation here at Strasburg.
Okay, thanks, Steve. Well, what we do is we bring in these rail cars and anywhere from 5 to 10 at a time, and when the rail cars arrive, we set them here on these tracks behind us and beside us. Then the trucks come in, and there's a transloading operation that happens here. We're at the Strasburg Railroad in Strasburg, Pennsylvania, where Amerigreen has a throughput. We bring in our bean oil and our biodiesel to this facility, and then the trucks come in and they transload the product.
Okay. How many gallons do each one of these rail cars hold?
Any one of these rail cars can hold from 22 to 29,000 gallons. An average rail car, tank car for us is about 25,000 gallons.
Wow, yeah, that's a lot of soybean oil coming in. Back many years ago, I know some of our customers actually have rail cars that they put in the ground to use as, tanks for heating oil and so forth. And I think the rail cars, 50 years ago were not nearly as large. They might have been 10 to 15,000 gallons, and now we're, moving 25,000 gallon capacity rail cars all around, which is, it's incredible. Okay, we have Mike here. Mike's going to explain a little bit how he offloads the rail cars into like the Oehlert Bros tanker. So Mike, if you want to just tell us what's the process from beginning to end actually getting the product off of one of these rail cars into a tanker?
Well, pretty much when I come in every morning, the process starts at the air compressor that we have behind our shop. I run a air line to the end train that will be at the end of the string of cars here, and I plug it into their the actual brake system for these cars. And from there, the air pressure travels to whichever car that I need it, and it goes into a three-way splitter. One hose goes up to the top of the car where I already have a fitting attached to it, and there's just a simple ball valve there for on and off, and that is how we pressurize the cars. We actually pressurize them anywhere between 50 and 60 pounds, and that way it's safe and you're not going to blow the lid off anything.
Right. And how fast can you load the transport then with the gravity plus the air pressure?
Well, there's several different types of valves that come on the bottom of these cars. You'll have everything from a butterfly valve to a ball valve. Usually anywhere between 300 and 600 gallons a minute. Average is usually about 450, 500.
Yeah, okay. So for a 7,500 gallon tanker, it's probably half hour in general? Usually
a little less than that. We can usually get them in and out of here in about 15, 20 minutes.
Huh. Yeah, that's great. So when these tankers or rail cars come in from in the middle of the winter time, the soybean oil kind of gets a little bit solid when it comes through. How do you actually get it back to a liquid?
Well, being we operate steam engines here, all we do is we'll fire up a steam locomotive and we'll park it right next to a tank car such as this, and there's steam inlets and outlets, and we can plug the steam outlet from the steam locomotive into one of the inlets on these cars, and we can get them up to about 400 degrees if necessary.
Huh. So how long does it take then to melt down a 25,000 gallon rail car?
Well, it actually happens in a matter of minutes. I'd say about 10 or 15 minutes, and then we can take it from about 36 degrees back up to about 55 or 60 in 10 or 15 minutes, and it'll hold that heat for up to 2 weeks.
Wow, yeah, that's amazing. So it's neat to see the Strasburg Railroad actually, being productive, and it's not just a place where people come just for tourism. We're actually unloading some rail cars and soybean oil. There's something going on behind us here.
That would be the LO&S number 10 trolley.
Good.
It's only
Okay.
going to get bigger and busier.
Right. Well, thanks, Mike, for your info. We appreciate it.
No problem.